Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and I work at Fauske in our thermal hazards lab, and today I'm going to show you the electrical checks for the ARSST. So it's really important before you start a test that you make sure that your heater gland and your thermocouple gland are properly functioning, so that you don't get everything set up just to find you have to redo it. So starting off with the heater gland, it's actually the same thing that you do for the VSP. I like to actually have my multimeter on the conductivity, which kind of looks like a little sonic symbol. So what this does is it tells you when you have conductivity. So right now it makes a little bit of a beeping noise that tells us that we're conducting between the two leads. So what I like to do is start off by putting one hand where the lead is on the interior of the heater gland, and then I like to use the other to touch the prong. So one side should come up with the beep that tells you you've got conductivity through that line, and then you go to the other and you should hear no. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. So no beep, and then we got a beep. You could also do this just by reading the resistance in ohms, and through the single pass of the wire you should have about 0.4 ohms, and then on the other side where the wires should not be connected you should have infinite resistance. It's also good to check that you're not shorting through the vessel. So in order to do that, you'll take one lead on the prong and then you'll touch the vessel. So here we don't have any conductivity, so no. The next thing that we like to do, just to give it a final check with the whole system, is I take our heater, which a new heater should have a nominal resistance of 23.5 ohms. So I can double check that now. By touching the leads of the multimeter on either side of the heater. So here we're at 23.9 ohms. So now if we hook up our heater to our heater gland, our complete system should read 23.5 ohms. So I'll use my leads on either side of the heater, and I'm reading the proper resistance of 23.9 ohms. It's certainly possible, especially after you use a heater multiple times, for that value to be a little bit different, plus or minus a couple. You run into problems, or what you might want to think about switching your heater if it's now down to 5 ohms or it's a really huge resistance. So now moving on to the thermocouple gland, which truthfully it's a lot easier to tell if your thermocouple gland is bad, because you start reading temperatures like minus 10 degrees or something when you're at room temperature. So if it's not really obvious and you still suspect that you might have a problem, or you just want to double check, what I like to do is hook up a thermocouple. So here, this is like what I might be using for my tests. It's just a stainless steel thermocouple. And I know that my resistance of my thermocouple should be 6 ohms. So I will take my multimeter leads and I will touch either side of the thermocouple heater, or the thermocouple gland, and then now I'm reading 6.7 ohms. So that's good. Again, you can do the check to make sure that it's not shorted to the vessel by taking one of your leads, putting it across the prongs, and touching your vessel. So here you want to make sure that you're reading a very large resistance, greater than 1 mega ohms, and in this case it's over a limit of the multimeter. So we're all good on that. That's all to it.